Whoa, what is going on here? It says the chat is disabled for this live stream. So let me know if you can actually put comments. And the chat might be disabled because of the bots in the other video or the trolls or whatever. So make sure that someone leaves me a comment right now on this video. And I'm gonna just put a test comment. I just left a comment myself. So maybe that's how we have to communicate for this video, because the chat is disabled and I didn't do that, so I don't know how that even happens. But hey loves, and I am going to record this one. I think this one's going to be pretty quick and to the point. Oh, you know what? This is not the right video. I don't think it is. Hold on a second. It's not the right video. Let me see here. Okay, y'all on the comments. I'm tripping. Yay! Okay, I see your comments now. All right, so let me turn them on the live comments. And then let me type a little test to you all. Hey loves. Okay, good deal. All right, so let's go ahead and get on with this, because I know y'all are eager to see who's going to be on this template. Drum roll, please. Let's see. And let me bring up the remove BG for the reveal. Dun, da, da, da. This gorgeous subject here, I think this is Rona. Rona, so congratulations, my love. I don't know why it just randomly cut that circle out. Is that weird or what? It did a horrible job of cutting this picture out. What's up, remove BG? You cut off her cheeks. Oh, I know why. We have the brick there, so it is a little difficult to see where the background starts. So let's edit that. So I'm not going to cut out this whole photo because it cut out the face there. I'm just going to restore the area for the face, and I don't dare try to cut this out in this program, especially not a face. But I'm going to bring back that part of the cap that I need, and it looks like a little bit in the front here. So yeah, I'll have to do a little rework, but it's not the worst. So I'm going to go ahead and download that, and I'll show you how to clean it up if you have to. So photo number 1, and I think we have 3 photos here. So that works out great. All right, so we have photo number 1, photo number 2, and it just happens to be next to this brick. So we may end up with the issue again on photo number 3. Let's see here. We have clean cutout. Great. Download the high resolution file. And then we have one more to bring in. And this one is against the brick, so if we have issues, we'll just deal with it. That's what we do. We're problem solvers. We're creatives. All right, so let's see. How creative are we going to have to be on this? Let's see. Not bad. Not bad at all. It even got the area for the shoulder. I guess there was enough contrast with the shadow there that it can decipher the background. So I'm good. So there's just one image we're going to have to tweak a little bit. And that's fine, because it shows you that sometimes remove BG is not going to be perfect, and sometimes it won't remove your background at all. So we're just going to be grateful for what we have and drag those photos into this template. So I'm going to select the photos folder, and then when I drag these in, it'll probably land somewhere on top of this folder. So I'm holding down Control, and I'm selecting all 3 images in my folder. I'm dragging it and dropping it on the scene. 1, press enter. 2, press enter. 3, press enter. And I'm going to go ahead and clean up the image that I know I'm going to have to mess with. It's a smart object. So I can double click it, and that way I can edit it on its own. And I'm going to use the, oh, I guess it was something, like maybe even something had been pre-painted there. I don't know. Not my business. We're going to go ahead and fix it though. And it looks like there was something coming down here. I don't know what it could have been. I guess it's in the original image somewhere. So let's do what we have to do, which is make it right, clean it up. So I'm using my pen tool and I'm clicking and dragging where I want to point, like right there at the neck I want to point. I'm a little close here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to clear this. Let's see. There we go. Clicking and dragging so I get my curves there. And whatever we do, it'll be better than remove BG cutting off this side of her face. I'm going to get those cheekbones in there. We definitely have to get that eyelash there. And completely cut that off. And it is a little pixelated, but I think we're able to work with it pretty well. And I'm clicking and dragging, clicking and dragging. And I don't have to come all the way out here because that's already been cut off. I'm going to make that a selection. I'm going to choose 2 as my pixel to feather. And it might have been a little too much. So let me go back and choose 1 as my pixels to feather that radius. And if I hit delete right now, I usually don't hit delete, but I did just now just because this is pretty much already a cutout image, so I don't really fear that I'm cutting out anything that I'm going to need in the future. And let's go ahead and manually do the same thing with the pen tool here. Now this is how I would normally cut out a photo anyhow. I'm being a little lazy here because I know it's white, so you're barely going to see it anyway. The only thing I want to make sure is that we don't have too much of the background, or have any of the background if we can avoid it, which I could have avoided it and didn't just now. Alright, so same thing here. Let's do a selection. We'll make sure our feather radius is 1 pixel. Let's delete those pixels out of there. And then all we have to do is clean up the top here. I'm going to start here and then just ease my way into the wrist so I can make it look like a natural transition. And then I can now, I don't have to do curves unless I know I need a curve. So I'm going to try to just do a straight, which didn't really work like I wanted it to because I guess there is a little bit of a curve there. Alright, so I'm going to come on out here, do my selection, and delete. That looks better. I can vouch for that now. So we'll deselect, make sure everything's nice and clean. It's still a PNG. So when we say yes to saving it, it will update just how we changed it just now. Alright, so we can go ahead and disable the photos from before and go ahead and figure out our placement for these 3 images. Let's see, the looking back, kind of like that more as an accent pose. I like the image of her holding the hat in the front. And this is usually your judgment. If you try too hard to ask for input, you will get input. So best thing is just to kind of understand what the client may want to see, give them a suggestion, and then maybe let them critique it. So I am considering, you can tell like right here on the elbow is a little cut off. So let me see if I do Control T and then I flip this horizontal, I can hide that elbow right behind her hair. And let's also go ahead and throw on those guides so that we know if we're getting way out of space. So her face is out of there And I want to make sure that this print works for a small up to an adult 3X. So that works well right there. Now I can make the image a little bit bigger. I just don't like to let the face or any important text go outside of this text safe area. And then this one, I think I like this size. And then I kind of like that it's going at an angle like the text is. So I'm going to leave it like that. Go ahead and close out and remove BG. And see if y'all have any questions or comments as I'm going. I'm checking the comments now. Yes, she is gorgeous and has gorgeous photos. So you know that excites me. Whenever I get good photos, it's like, ah, extra work. But it feels good. And it looks good. So, hey, what can you do? And this is going to be great too because we can show you how the roses change from the blue color to the red color. And I think it's going to turn out to be a really nice design. All right, so we have the graduation caps in the background. If you want to, right now, the graduation. Oh, also, let me know who's Rona. This is yours, right? Are you here tonight? Yeah, of course, Rona's here. Good. So these are your friends. So Rona, let me know the spelling of her name so I can update that. And in the meantime, I'm going to see what do I need to do to this graduation cap. It's got a hue saturation on here right now. And I think it's just for the blues. If I go to blues, what is it? Cyan. It's the cyans. So this hue saturation, I'm going to rename this. I guess I have to pull this out a little bit. So you'll need to know that it doesn't change all of the hue. It just changes the blues. But you can change all of the hues if you want to. And you can do that simply by doing a colorize. So this one is going to be cyan. So what you would do is you would come to your, when you go to your saturation, you would come here and go to cyans. And see how I have the saturation all the way down? You turn it up. It was more a navy blue and the tassels were cyan. So in this case, I think we'll keep it down because I liked it with the black and white look to it. And that looks good to me. And I think I probably also turned down the reds. Yeah, I did. Because I don't see skin tones. And usually skin tones are red. So if I turn the saturation back up, you'll see that the reds are in there. And there might even be magenta and some other colors. But I'm going to keep it down because I like it with the black and white look. All right, so let's see. We have name yet? Oh, yep. And you know I like to copy and paste important things like names and dates. So I am copying so I do not make any spelling errors. And I'll select my text tool and double click on the name here and paste. Now this font doesn't have a decent hyphen. So it's a little weird looking right there because it basically replaces it with another font. Let's see what I want to do here. I think I'm just going to make a space and I'm going to show you something. If you ever have a font that doesn't have a certain symbol, I can literally, well, let me go ahead and change my color because I'll take this top to the eye right here and I will make my own real quick. As a matter of fact, you can literally just draw one. So let's draw one. Let's say we're going to use this top of the eye as an example. I'm just going to kind of follow this shape. It will be probably a little bit skinnier. And I should more than likely be zoomed out a little bit. And I'm going to make this a shape. See right here where it says shape? Hit shape. And I'm going to bring it over here. Bam. And I'm going to copy the layer style for the name. Copy layer style. And then I'm going to paste the layer style for the shape. And there it goes. Kind of looks like it goes now. And if I needed to, Control T, right click, transform it to flip it horizontal so that it looks like it's kind of going towards the J. Then I just made me a little something there. Oh yeah. I definitely MacGyver the mess out of some stuff. You hear me? Sometimes that's the best thing to do. When you feel like you're a problem solver and a creator, it feels powerful. All right, so of course we have to change this color, right? So I'm going to double click on effects for the name. We have an existing color overlay. I'm going to add a new color overlay so that I keep that existing navy blue there. And I'm going to choose a red in the design. Now this is a really like hard and harsh kind of bright red. So I want to make sure that I choose a good color that lets me know that that is red and maybe not pink or anything like that. So I'm kind of making it a little bit darker. And it's the blend mode right now is on hard light. So some colors that you use hard light might not look good. So you may have to come in here and change the blend mode so that you still get that metallic look underneath it. And we're going to keep the silver and the gold. Or I'll tell you what, because this one, well, there's gold in her tassel. So we'll keep the silver and the gold. Let's zoom out a little bit and see what else we need to change. So if we change, we don't even need to change anything else. Oh, we do need to copy the layer style for the name again. And then we're going to have to paste it on this little shape we made. Paste layer style, done. And let's go ahead and collapse that. Now, congratulations now is blocked by the name. So we can bring congratulations on top. And then we may have to shift it just a little bit, or we can bring the name down just a little bit. And I'm just going to change this, bring the size down so I can see the name fully. Now for congratulations, I have a couple of options here. I can kind of manipulate the drop shadow so that it's not so intense, or I can just move it. That's up to you. And I'm going to bring it inside my text safe area, so I don't take any chances of that being cut off. And now I'm kind of covering up her 20 there on the tassel, so I'm going to make this a little bit smaller too, so I see that 20 there. Now, just to make sure that I don't have any hard edges on my photos, I'm going to go to each photo and add a layer mask, grab my paintbrush, and I have to make sure that black is selected because black is going to conceal and white is going to reveal. And let me give myself a little bit bigger brush here. Control Alt, and I'm going to drag it to the right till I get it to the size I like. And I'm just going to paint away that hard edge. That's good for me. And same thing with image number 2. So I'm looking at this hard line right here. New layer mask and fade that off. Perfection. And I don't see the hard line here because it's behind the congratulations, but just in case, let's go ahead and clean that up too. All right, so that's the majority of the design right there. All right, so let's go ahead and do the red for the roses. And the roses are inherently red, so this is an easy fix. Let's go ahead and if we right click on it, we see what we're touching. So we have the top roses and I'm pretty sure I have a hue saturation. There it is. Is that hue saturation? So right now, what I did was I took the reds. If I click on the hue saturation, you can go to the reds and you'll see that we've completely changed the hue here. And you can play with this too. You can change the hue, you can change the saturation. Now this is of the reds because the roses were initially red, and then you can change the lightness or the darkness. So if your school was like 100 green and gold, there you go. So I'm going to undo what I did. All right, and all I had to do to get my red is to turn that layer off. And then you got some flares here that are just kind of randomly placed, but they still work. You have the gold accent here. You can right click on that. And I need to layer. I'm gonna go ahead and label some of these layers. So this is gonna be, these are flares. I think these are some more flares. Yep. So we'll call these flares too. You have those on there. And then this is that arch. We'll call it metallic arch. And you can make it not be gold by going to the color overlay. Let's say you wanted it more silver than gold. You can turn off the color overlay and now it's silver. So Rona, do you like it better silver or gold right there? Just let me know. Okay, and then while I'm contemplating what to do there, I'm gonna go ahead and see what this looks like. Silver, awesome. See, and Yolanda likes the gold. Well, you have the option. Guess what? It's a click of a button. It's called a color overlay on that layer. So turn it off and on, play with it. You might want to proof it to mom that way, silver and gold, and see which one she likes better. Because the gold kind of brings out a couple of the gold details there. But usually if like a school goes with silver if their alternate colors are black and white. Okay, so that's why I pretty much figured it was going to be silver. Take that color overlay off and you have options. Even for the class of here, if you want that to be silver. Come down here to the effects and just turn off the color overlay. And usually if I make something gold, I also make a silver version. But see how it doesn't have as much kind of punch to it without the gold? So that's up to you. If you want to keep that on, it kind of breaks up the text a little bit. All right, so that is that. Oh, the roses in the background. You probably want to keep them white, but there is a way to change the hue of those as well. And we have the levels. Oh, that's the top part. So, you know, let me change this because I made this where it splits. This is the top background roses, and then these will be the bottom. And you can actually turn the roses off at the bottom if you wanted it kind of to have a stark, kind of clean look. That's your prerogative too. So this one's going to be the bottom background roses. And you would play with the hue and saturation level here, or the hue and saturation I'm trying to think of what it is right now. Adjustment layer, or the levels. The levels can also kind of give you more contrast, less contrast, make it look like a little more washed out and watermarked, or make it look very, very high contrast, kind of HD looking. And you can play with your midtones, your shadows, and your highlights to get varying effects there. But I'm going to take it back to more of a subtle kind of stark white, but you kind of see the image in there a little bit. So that's it. That's done. All right, so I just wanted to show you if you do need to change your colors, go into your hue, go to the reds and change that hue. Right now the saturation is all the way pulled down. You will not see any color if your saturation is pulled all the way down. Now I'm just bringing the saturation back up, and I'm going to go ahead and just merge all of this stuff here, because last time I had a roses template, I think it was just too much for it to, too many roses, and it was just making it really hard to see what was going on. So I'll merge these and make it a little bit simpler for you. All right. So that's it. Let me see if I had any other photos. I don't think I had another photo that I'm going to do for this template. So I think that's going to be it for tonight. We did, what, 3 graduation edits today. Then we did a kiss template, which was technically 2 edits, and then this one. So I think we did well for graduation tonight. We honored our grads well tonight, and I hope you all are, adopting seniors and doing fun stuff for them, especially with these templates and the stoles and everything like that. And I hope the seniors are getting a kick out of it, because they deserve it. And what did I change over here? Oh, you know what? I changed something I wasn't supposed to change here, and I need to change it back. What did I change? I'm just playing with this, these levels here. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Bring my saturation back down, and my lightness I think was all the way up. There we go. All right, so this is it. Awesome. Amita adopted 2 seniors. Yes, that's good. Good news. I'm glad that y'all are reaching out and doing whatever we can do to make the seniors feel special this year. Okay, so I think we're good with this. Yolanda says, but she loves the gold. Okay, so Rhoda, we're gonna go with the gold then. Here, I'm gonna show you how quick it is to flip on and off. Let's go back to metallic arch and let's make it gold. And I'm telling you, just proof it both ways to, if you're gonna proof it. I don't know if you're doing this as a surprise or not, but proof it both ways and you'll see how people may see that subtle difference, and it stands out to them more with the gold. Especially somebody that likes to wear gold jewelry probably is really attracted to the color gold, even if it's not a part of the theme colors. All right, so let's go ahead and let's take off the guides here. See what we're working with. This looks gorgeous. That red is just a little bright, so I don't know if I would adjust it, because it looks like it also makes it pop. So we'll go with it as is, and I'm going to save this version. And I save it as 500 pixels in the largest direction just for proofing purposes. And we are good to go for tonight. So I will have these uploaded. I'm gonna do my best to go ahead and upload them tonight, but I make no promises because I don't like to let y'all down. But I will give the codes to Erica Kane, and she will be able to give you your personalized code if you were chosen for a template tonight. So if you didn't win the template tonight, it's cool, it's all right, because guess what? This template, because normally my regular templates are going to be $20, I'll do it for $10 for 24 hours. How about that? If this is one that you might want to purchase. I will also tell you this works as a remembrance template. This works as a birthday design. So keep that in mind. It's not just for graduation. Turn those graduation caps off and you literally have happy birthday Janaria. So definitely consider that is not just for graduation, because I know graduation is almost, that season is almost peaked and done, but definitely consider using this for other things. All right, so I think that's it for tonight, loves. I'm gonna go get me some rest, but I think I have enough juice to upload these templates tonight for y'all, so we'll see. Oh, the third. Rona, you are the best. And you know what? You're always the best because you stay on top of these details for me. So while I'm here, let me show you how, if you have the full version of this, how you would, what do I have here? Some paint splashes or something? Ew. Don't want to leave that on there and make that. I also, like, I have to be aware of putting too much on here for y'all because then it makes the file so large. I'll leave the paint splashes on there if y'all want those on there. I think I was working on that for something else, but it could work. So if that's the case, then what we're going to do is, oh, I know I was saving it because I wanted to grab my layer mask from there. So I'm going to grab everything that is the background and turn on that is the layer mask. I'm going to turn that off. So if you were doing this for 13 by 19, you have a few options here. You can actually move this down a little bit, or you can, let me unlink the mask, Control T, Control D. I did not mean to select the pixels. I just want to change the mask a little bit. So you see how I'm just making that mask a little bit shorter so it looks like my information is where it's supposed to be. Now, usually for 13 by 19, I do adjust this a little bit. So it may not be exactly like this. I usually kind of perk it up a little bit where I might have some of my elements popping out the mask a little bit. But this is essentially how you would do it if you had this all over template, and let's say mom and dad want the all over template, but cousins and uncles and everybody else get the 13 by 19s. This is how you kind of upsell them. Like, hey, here's the full color option. Here's the 13 by 19 option. And it's done. Now let me show you how to save it as a 13 by 19. So we have this saved. It's good to go. I'm going to also save this as roses and gold arch. So that is my full on save, and then what we'll do from here is I'll save a 13 by 19 version of it right in front of your eyes, so you'll know how to do this for yourself too. So you don't have to buy. Some people ask, should I buy both? And I kind of shoot myself in the foot by telling you, no, you don't have to buy both. But for the new templates, I always put this mask layer on there now. So you have a really quick way of making it a 13 by 19. So here it goes. Let's go File, Save As. You never want to save your actual image as your 13 by 19. So all I'm going to do is remove the words all over. And now it becomes a new file when you do Save As. Oh, the flocking. I need to get you that link. I'm sorry. I actually ended up just doing everything on the cardstock, and that worked out better for me. That flocking, when you adhere it directly to the grad cap, it kind of buckles a little bit, like it waves a little bit, or any fabric that you put directly on the grad cap kind of waves a little bit with the heat. But it did sublimate beautifully, and it did give it like a texture to it, like a velvety texture. And that's another thing. Next grad season, I'm gonna do the instead of the satin stoles, we'll still do the satin stoles, but we'll also do the ones that feel like velvet. So we'll have those two options, and then that way the flocking can go with the velvet style stoles, and then we'll have the satin toppers for the satin stoles. So remind me, Amita, as a matter of fact, make it a post in the Innate Creatives group about the flocking, and I should be able to get to you back to that with a link. Yes, the fabric tags. Another thing is I couldn't find it at the time because sewing has been going crazy right now. But the I think it's fusible interfacing works really well too. But I couldn't really find any in the store. So then I was like, you know what? This is just not the year for me to be prototyping this stuff right now. So definitely, there are all kind of ways we can be creative, and that's what I want y'all to share in the group. Like, post a problem and see how many people can help you come up with those solutions, because it's not just in my head. Like, you all have great ideas that are tried and true as well. All right, so let me get back to turn this to 13 by 19. We'll go to our cropping tool. You probably won't see 13 by 19 in there, so I'm going to clear it out and then go away from it, come back like it never existed. And it's trying to crop. How are you trying to crop and I didn't tell you to crop? And cropping is a big deal in Photoshop, especially, so it cropped it anyway. Thank you. What I was trying to show you is that if you don't have a ratio set there, you can set it for 13 by 19. Doesn't mean that it's going to be 13 by 19 size just yet. What this means is that it's the ratio of 13 by 19. You want to make sure it's pretty much centered here, and that you're not cutting off any information or data outside of here. So I think that's good. I'm going to hit enter twice, and it's going to cut things out here. I don't want to hit delete crop pixels. Not right now, just because I don't know if there's something outside there that I want to keep. If I hit delete crop pixels, those pixels outside of this artboard area will be dead and no longer available. Okay, so right now it's not 13 by 19 size, it's 13 by 19 ratio. If I want to make sure it's the proper size, I'm going to go to image size, and right now it's 23 by 33. That's huge for 13 by 19. So I'm going to change it to 13. And it should automatically go down to around about 19. I'm going to make this one 19 in the height. There we go, 19 and 13. Okay. And automatically that's going to shrink that image size. So if you never, ever, ever do all over prints, or never plan to design all over prints, then you can purchase the 13 by 19 version. That way you have a smaller file size, you still have all the same elements, everything looks the same, but you're just not going to have all the extraneous stuff if you don't need it. All right, so now I've already saved this. I'm going to make sure I save it again now that I've changed my image size. And I'll show you what I would do. Now this looks good straight up for the 13 by 19. Okay, but I might, yeah, I think I'm actually going to leave it like this, because anything that I have hanging out right now, I don't have anything clearly defined. So I think the mask kind of does it for you. Yeah, I thought about kind of making these stick out, but I don't think it's worth it to play with it. So there it is, 13 by 19, ready to go. Yeah, so Rona, if you have an 11 by 17, same thing. Now I always sell a 13 by 19 because that's the standard medium format that everyone has. So you can go to image size, and 11 is the width, and it makes it a little shorter than 17. Now don't try to force it because you want it to stay proportional, but yeah, that's all you would do. And then that's what you would also do if you were saving your images as JPEGs or PNGs. Okay. Yeah, I heard about the bypass tray for the SG800. So to print 13 by 19. So that would be a cool upgrade. But there's a little difference between the 13 by 19 and 11 by 17, but I can say over the years, that little bit of difference makes a huge impact for your customers when you're doing photo shirts. So the bigger you can make an image on a white shirt, the more you can convince them that a white shirt is okay. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They always want black shirts or, dark color shirts because white shirts, just have this kind of stigma to them. Okay. All right. So that's it for tonight, loves. I hope you all have learned a little bit, and I hope you're ready to interact with me in this group, the Innate Creatives group, because we're going to need your input on a lot that's going on right now. Okay. All right, loves. So, are y'all talking about this bypass tray? Yeah. All right. Good night, my loves. I appreciate you all. I love you dearly. And until next time, bye.